Hello and welcome to The Healing Way. My name is Richard Clark, and on this video I'll be talking about the Higgs field and the brain, how the two relate to each other. These videos are for me to work things out. I'm currently looking at the forces of nature, or the interactions, and the Higgs field has just been added to these forces of nature, so I'm looking at it and trying to understand its relationship to matter and in particular the brain. Now the understanding is, and this is only what I've read, I'm not a scientist to talk about such things, the understanding is that the Higgs field imparts mass to matter. So in effect it creates the material world. They also believe that it can take mass away from particles as well. Whether that's true or not, I cannot say. Now I think it goes one step further. The Higgs field will also organise matter. So it doesn't just impart mass. Once that's done, it will then organise matter according to a certain program. Right, now so far as the brain goes, I don't think we are born, or at least humans evolved millions of years ago with brains, and that's it. That's just been the process that's run through. I think that the process of the maintenance of the brain is ongoing, it's continual. When you're born, the Higgs field organises the structure of the brain, and it maintains that structure all through life, in everybody. That is my belief. That is my view. Now, why does it do that? Well, it's another view of mine that any field that has the capacity within it to do something will do it. Right? So if the Higgs field has the capacity to organise matter in a certain way, it will do it. So, where does that capacity come from? Well, it comes from the body. My view is that the DNA has an operating principle, if you like, a blueprint, or a plan or a program. And this plan or program controls how the DNA works. Now, in that program is also the program for how the brain works. And this program connects to the Higgs field. Whether or not it connects to the Higgs field or the Higgs field absorbs it in some way, takes it on board, I don't know. But that's how it seems to me. There's definite linkage between the operating principle of the DNA and the Higgs field. That's as close as I can get it into words. I'm trying to translate perceptions into words, and the words aren't really there. They're not that accurate. But that's my understanding. The Higgs field then organises the matter of the brain into the structure. It organises it and it maintains it. And that is a crucial point. The maintenance of the brain throughout life by the Higgs field, so that it functions and works properly. Because what I think happens is the operating principle, the link between the operating principle and the Higgs field gets broken. I think this happens when the body becomes full of toxic environmental pollution, the toxic bacteria, the bites of insects. I've been into this in other videos, there's no need to go through it. But I think these substances get into the DNA and the bone marrow and the operating principle of these things, and it severs the link between the operating principle and the Higgs field. As a result, the Higgs field no longer maintains the brain. There is no longer maintenance of the brain. And that's when the trouble starts. That's when all kinds of problems come in. Health problems, frankly, are just one part of it. I mean, if your brain isn't being maintained the way it should, all kinds of things can go wrong. The thing that comes to mind is Alzheimer's. It looks to me this is going to be an important factor of Alzheimer's. brain stopped functioning properly, to outside appearances, it's dementia. There's a lot of other things. This is just an early work on this. This is just an early study. Now, my healing methods will remove the toxic pollutants, the toxic bacteria, the damage caused by insect bites that gets into the DNA and the bone marrow and all that. That's step one. Healing with energy, step one. It will remove all that. But the situation, it doesn't seem to me, will return to normal. The linkage between the operating principle of the DNA and the Higgs field, I don't think it's restored. So just removing the problems doesn't restore it, doesn't heal the damage. That's what I think. So I need to find a method, or go into getting a method of how to restore the link. The other thing that's interesting is the Higgs field itself, working in a localised way. You know, I think the scientific view is it's everywhere, creating mass, for want of a better way of putting it. And I see the Higgs field as being a very dense field. It's almost like a potential energy, the energy of potential. And I suppose that is the potential of mass waiting to be imparted to matter, to particles, to become matter. Yeah, the Higgs field on its own, that is its function. It doesn't need an operating principle within it. It has a purpose, but I've discussed purpose in other videos. It has a purpose, and that is its purpose. It gives, it yields. It's like an expression of it. Here it is the mass. So it's quite interesting. By inducing an operating principle into the Higgs field, it seems to me matter is organised. Let's look at the example. It takes the operating principle from the DNA, the blueprint of how to organise the matter that forms the brain. The Higgs field takes that and does it. And then it maintains it. That is crucial, it maintains it. Now it seems to me where there are problems in the body, say growth goes out of control, I'm thinking here tumours, it seems to me that some operating principle has got into the Higgs field that has damaged the Higgs field or is making it work in an inappropriate way. There's a bit of a puzzle there because the Higgs field takes what's within it and uses it appropriately. So if it's got the DNA of the brain within it, it will use that, the blueprint of the brain, to organise the matter to create the brain. But if some organising principle gets into it that is harmful, why would it use that to create things like tumours? It's almost like it hasn't got a choice. But it always seems to me that these fields have got a choice. They're not fields. They're not like tools. They don't just follow orders. They're not like computers. They actually have a choice. They choose to do what they do. The maintenance of the brain by the field is a choice. Why would it now act in a bad way to the body? Something there, it's something like, maybe it's the lesser of two evils. I have to look at this one deeper. Okay. The Higgs field, I think, is represented by Earth. This is its nature. It's the same nature as the Earth gives. Gift from the Earth, and it's a gift from the field. The two are the same. If yeah, it's probably a nice way of putting it, because if the Higgs field gifts us material life, material existence, it would gift the planet, and the planet would have that gift capacity to gift within it. So the planet gifts to us. Everything we have, everything we are, comes from the Earth. The food, the water, within the planet, within the Earth, everything. So it's a nice way of putting it. It looks like the purpose of the Higgs field is gifting. And this is embodied in its creations. It gifts. So the Earth is a gifter. Gifts, if that's a word, it gives. Nice. Something's no, I have to leave it on this one. Okay, so that's where I'm going with this. The important point is the Higgs field organises matter into the brain, and it maintains that organisation, that structure. When the link is broken and it stops maintaining the brain, that's when problems arise. And the obvious one that leaps out to me is dementia. I'd have to just sit here for 10 minutes and just work things out, but it wouldn't make very good viewing, so I'm going to leave it at that one and come back to it. So this video is the Higgs field and the brain. Thank you very much if you've been listening or watching, I appreciate it, and hopefully we'll get together again on the next video when I hopefully will work this one further. Thank you very much for viewing. Thank you.